Okay, so welcome back. Today we're going to be working on another challenge, and this one is the Let's Defend ICS FuelStation. This is industrial control system. Sorry, I had a, I had a I had a blank. Okay, so what are we going to do? Our goal is to analyze network traffic and to uncover C2 communication. So C2 is command and control related incident. Okay, as soon as I think of C2, I think of beaconing, I think of a pattern, I think of a connection, a remote connection calling at weird hours. Then we have a suspicious file where an initial extension was flagged with the security tooling, which is good because that means the tooling is working. So what do we have here? We have a zip file. We're going to go here and we're just going to extract it and see what we have. Now, pcap file, Wireshark. Okay, so let's look at the questions. So the first one is, when did port scanning start? Okay, port scanning. So as soon as we hear scans, port scans, we're thinking of the different types of scans that we have. So maybe a TCP, a UDP scan, a SYN scan, or a TCP scan. Yeah. And then we have, okay, when did it stop? So when did it start and when did it stop? Okay, great. The IP address of the internal asset used by the threat actor. So we're looking for a private address instead of a public address. A port that was open other than the gauge system. The port being used by the ICS system. The vendor of the tank gauge. The name of the petroleum pump that was being attacked. The function code by the attacker. Okay, for delivery reports. The time a leak was detected. The status of the first product in the inventory. When did the attacker gain access to delivery reports? What did the attacker gain? The temperature of the second gasoline product, the name of the product in the fourth tank. So we have four tanks apparently or more. Host name with a machine. Okay, so for a host name, how are host names assigned? DHCP protocol. Yeah. Ta-ta-ta-ta. What is the ransom amount? Okay, so we have also ransom situation and the email address associated with the attacker. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is find port scanning, and to do that, I made a little cheat sheet for you guys. So TCP scan three-way handshake is the only one that needs a three-way handshake to be completed. What does that look like for us? It looks like a client sends a SYN flag. The server says, "Okay, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your SYN flag." The client sends it back, acknowledge, and then the server says acknowledge. Okay, that's it. There's also a different kind of I'm into a different kind of flag exchange. There's the SYN, a reset, acknowledge, acknowledge, reset, acknowledge. We have a closed port, is just SYN, and the server says no, thank you, reset, acknowledge. Okay, so normally or sometimes the first thing that we're going to do is find what type of scan is it. Is it a SYN scan? Is it a UDP? Or is it a TCP scan? And we do that just by looking at the flags. So in my cheat sheet, took it too fast, you can see that I have a couple of apologies. That's my puppy. We have a couple of Wireshark filters that I like to use when I'm trying to identify what kind of scan it is. We are going to start with this one. Let's start with the SYN scan. Now, when it sets to 1, it basically means that the flag is set. If it's this is the same flag. If it's acknowledged equals 0, that means the flag is not set or it's off, right? So because I want to start, it's not going to let me copy. Because I want to start looking for a SYN scan, that's the first filter that I'm going to use. It's going to be tcp flags syn equals to 1. Okay, and now what we see here is that the time, so this time is set from the moment, what this is in seconds, and it says from the moment the capture was started, this packet was captured 103 seconds from the moment we initialized Wireshark. So This doesn't help us. So what we're going to do is that we're going to change the view, the time display format. We're going to change it to the format that helps us answer the question. So year, month, blah, blah, blah. Great. And then what do we have? Is this chronological? Yeah. Okay, so it starts with 80 and there's another 80 here, all coming from the same IP address. We see all of the SYN flags. So very, very 99% possibility this is a SYN scan. So we're going to try the first. Yeah, this is the first packet basically. So that will be the first answer. So you can see here. And then when did it stop? It looks like to me, so I thought about this quite a bit, right? We could think that it's the, nope, there was an English here, so it's not that one. Basically, the way I thought about it was there seems to be a loop here. Start at 80, then he stop at 80 again, and I thought that was a full cycle, and that ended up being the correct answer. So the third question is the IP address. Well, we see it right here. We see that all the scans are coming from the same IP address, which is what we want to see. Same IP address, going to the same IP address, different ports. Next one, what port other than the gauge system was open on the system? Okay, so the way I like to look at ports is to go to statistics, conversations, and let's go to TCP. Then I'm going to sort these ports and just see anything that looks unfamiliar. So 22, that's SSH. We have 21 as well. Okay. All right. There's 21 right here too. There's 22. Oh, there's 53, but that's DNS. Nope. 80. Okay. So now, where did my thingy go? Okay. So to identify, I was looking for my cheat sheet. To identify now which our port is open, because we have a couple of options. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna set the acknowledge flag to 1 so that we can see who responded, right? So now we're looking for this. We're looking for, hey, SYN, and server says, okay, acknowledge. We're looking for a response back. So in this case, we only get 21. That's the only 2-digit port that will make sense here based on the clue that they gave us. That will be correct. What port was being used by the ICS system? We see a conversation here. We see a SYN acknowledge. So the port that's being used by the ICS system is this one, 10,001. And now we know that 130 is the evil person and 128 is the compromised system. Okay. Can you confirm the vendor of the automated gauge system? So the first thing that I tried was looking at the content of the package, but I couldn't find it. Then I looked at the hint because I wasn't sure what else I could do. And the hint says to just Google it. So I Googled it. And that's how I found the answer. So once you Google it exactly as I tell you to, you find that there is one vendor, and the answer would just be the first part of it. Okay, putting that away. Now let's go back to the other one. What is the name of the petroleum pump that was being attacked? Okay, to solve that one, what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at the content of the packets. Reason why is because now we're looking for data. So to do so, we're going to change this because we're going to change it to just filter by the port of the ICS system. So we're going to do TCP port. It's going to equal to 10,001 and see what we get. We're going to filter by length, and just heads up, I looked at all of them and I ended up just looking at the ones at the bottom, right, with the highest length. I was not able to find anything there, but I like looking at everything. Ooh. Oh wait, this is okay. I like this one. So this one, it gives you an email address. And if you remember, the last question asks us, what is the email address associated with the attacker? And this will be your address. It's legiongroup@protonmail.com. Okay, great. That's the answer for the last question. And now we're just gonna keep looking at the rest of them. So, okay, great. So what we have here, and you do have to look at this. That was my puppy. I promise that was my puppy. He really likes his treats. Okay, so what we're looking for here is the name of the company, right? The name of the petroleum pump that was being attacked. So if you look at it slowly and you take your time, you'll see that you have LD Refinery. And it's funny because it says LD here too. So that should have been a clue. So this right here will be the name of the petroleum pump. And then the function code for delivery reports. So to find the answers of that one, we will have to find the delivery reports. This is not the delivery report, so we're gonna look at the third one. Refinery product status, no. If you start paying attention, you'll see that there's this I-2200, I-2300, I-2500. I just thought it was very peculiar that we have a pattern there. So this is the delivery report. And the question was, it says it right here. What is a function code? Okay, I-2200. Yep, this makes sense. So after I looked at it and I Googled a little bit, I found out that this is a function code for an ICS systems. And they come in many ways, but in this case, this one would be the right answer. And now, sorry, I think he almost. At what time was a leak detected from one of the tanks? Okay, so this is the delivery report. We're not going to get any status from here. Did we see a status before? Filling in progress, no. Contaminated one, nope, that's not it. If we go here, the status of leak data not available. My gasoline, tell the status. Leak detected at this time at 03:14 a.m. Okay, great. So we had to go back a little further up to find the answer when the leak was detected. We go ahead and put the time, make sure you do it in the right format, and that's your answer. The status of the first product in the inventory. I remember this one. So, no. So basically, when I first found the answer, I got it wrong because I didn't put the dashes correctly. I put an underscore. So, refinery tank product status here of the number one pump is filling in progress. I really like this challenge. And then we have the attacker got access to the delivery report from the station. When was the time for the last delivery? And site shifts. Okay, we just saw delivery here. Now, what I noticed is that it's backwards. You have a start at the bottom and end at the top. And this is the time for the last delivery. I am going to show you my puppy so that you know it's a puppy. But this is the time of the last delivery. This is what we're going to use. This is the delivery report, which was here. It the size shifts report and temperature of the second gasoline product at the time of the incident, so at the time of the leak. Okay, size shift report. Let's see. Oh, here. Da, 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 da. There's your time. And the question was, because I forget the question. When did it gain access? Okay, when did it gain access? That will be the time of the packet. Or you can also find it in the frame right here. Okay, great. So that one is complete. So now what we're going to do is find the temperature of the second gasoline product and the name of the product in the fourth tank. Okay, I forgot again. The temperature and the fourth tank name, the temperature, the second gasoline product. Okay, so again, what we're doing truly just viewing every single one of these packets so that we remember what's happening. Temperature, so temperature is at the bottom, and they already gave us a hint because it's negative. So the second one, number two, fuel oil is negative 3466. And I just want to make sure there's nothing. And the fourth tank has jet fuel. The third one has diesel. The second one has fuel oil. The first one has gasoline. So the product in the fourth tank is jet fuel. Just remember that question. So that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. And host name. Yay. What is a host name with the machine? So host name, we're gonna do DHCP. Oh, and where is our 128? This is our ICS system. And just so that LD petroleum site, you can find in the data, and I first got it wrong because I put 67, but it's not really 67. So what we're gonna do is starting the frame here. We're gonna find, no, I'm looking for the flag that tells me the host name here. LD petroleum site -6. That's your host name. And now we need to go back into our packets because we need to find the ransom note. They want to know how much money they were asking for. So I'm just went straight to the last one. Contact us, pay us 50 ETH Ethereum. You are hot. Okay. Okay. So that will be the answer of the last one, which is, yeah, the ransom amount demanded. Now, know that this went fast because I solved this before and I worked out the logic in my head. Again, I always suggest you do yourself a favor by making a flow chart, a table that stipulates all of the things that you did in the timeline and what you found so that you can keep track of what's happening in the investigation. Now, challenges like this are very, very useful when you're going for blue team certifications. This came extremely helpful when I did the GIAC incident handler certification, as well as when I was thinking through the logic of there was another cert. As I'm studying for my next cert, I'm sorry, as I'm studying for my next cert. So doing this kind of hands-on challenges are very, very helpful for you. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I have solved more challenges. I'm just working myself, working through making the videos. And if you have any questions or you're struggling to follow the logic, let me know. And here is your summary of all of the flags that we used today